What's up, everybody? Welcome back in. This is Baxter Street Boys. It's officially game week. We've been waiting all year for this. It is game week. I don't care who we're playing. We're teeing it up. We're popping pads. We're going to be in Sanford Stadium. It's going to be awesome. I'm already shaking thinking about it. We got football starting Thursday. Real football starting Thursday. It's going to be fantastic. I was sitting in my living room here sweating out. Louisiana Tech the other night, they were losing to a team that had 4 passing yards in the fourth quarter. I felt like I was back. I felt like I was floating. So glad you guys are back in here. If you haven't already, like this video. And if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, you're not a Dogs fan. I hate to pull that card, but you're not. We got a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about everybody picking Bama. That's the elephant in the room. We're going to talk about it. Obviously, we're going to talk about the game leading up to it. What do we want to see? Who are we looking forward to seeing? All that kind of stuff. And then we're going to make our classic picks, as always. So stay tuned the whole episode. Like I said, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
The Dogs! It's the Sanford, baby!
Oh, he's running over people. Just stepped on their face with a hobnail boot.
The freshman just ran it back to Philadelphia. No! Goal! Your sideline, and it's intercepted. Intercepted, Keely Ringo. Touchdown, Georgia.
I know I'm asking a lot, you guys, but hunker it down one more time.
Boys.
It's time to tune up between the hedges.
Why do you have earphones in and a mic?
What do you mean?
You
This
mean
sounds
what I
better
mean.
out of this.
Yeah,
Sounds
but
better out of
why
this.
do you have a earpiece in?
Because I have to hear y'all.
Okay,
Yeah, probably echo.
I got you. I like the hat though. Where'd you get that?
Thanks. My girlfriend's parents got it for me in Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know
Did they have
how.
a bunch, or was it just like dog specific?
I think they only found one. I don't think they had it like made or anything, but they just found it. It was the only one they had.
That's sick.
It's absolutely
That's sick.
electric though.
My wife just left the apartment and she has a dog. And I've never seen a dog more obsessed with a human being in my life. This dog, I'm gonna try to point my. This dog will sit at the door till she comes back
Walt Jr.
and just be depressed as all get out. Is that right, Flynn? Yeah. He hates life when she leaves. It's like he doesn't know what to do. And that's like me in the off season without Georgia football. But it's back, and I'm
Good
ready to rock.
segue.
What a
Good
transition.
segue.
And listen, everybody got up in arms about it. It kind of got under my skin a little bit. I didn't expect it to, but it did. Everybody's watching Game Day week 0, obviously. And Game Day without Pollock sucks. Like, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. I love Pat McAfee. I think he was a good addition, but he doesn't do it for me filling in Pollock's role. Desmond Howard, he might be more lost than Lee Corso is. Kirk Herbstreit's the only one holding that. Well, him and I just went complete brain dead. Fowler, they are good. They're good at what they do. They're good at their jobs. Desmond is not. McAfee is an awesome entertainer. But Pollock was like the bridge. Like he was the entertainer and the football guy. I still don't get it. Anyway, they all picked Bama. And we're coming off an offseason where everybody's like, this is the year where, you're sleeping on Nick Saban. That's when he does all his damage. Well, who are we referring to at this point? I guess would be my question. Who is sleeping on Bama at this point?
Yeah, what I can't understand about it is like, I don't know. I can understand it, honestly. Like, I get it. Pick Bama. Yeah. That's fine. But also, at the end of the season, don't cry when we bring it up.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. One of the few people too that like I can't, like, Josh Pate had like reasons lined up, and like if that's what he thinks, like, dude's great at what he does, that's totally fine. That was my whole thing, is I was like, just don't pull the nobody ever said Georgia wasn't going to win it all card. Like, you can't have both.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I don't have a problem with you picking Alabama, like y'all said. It was actually the reasons, Jake, that made me kind of get pissed off. Number one, I already mentioned the first one when everybody doubts Saban. Well, clearly no one is. Number two, Josh Pate is great. You said it. I listened to his show. I agree with 98% of things he talks about. So his reasoning behind Alabama winning it all was their offensive line. I don't know what he's basing that off of. Like, he's a big recruiting guy. He works for 247, so that makes sense. They will have a freshman starting at left tackle, a very talented freshman, keep in mind. Half these guys played last year. Booker, Latham. They were not good. They were not a good unit. So we're completely basing this off the fact that like all these guys are 5-star talents. Okay, that's good and all. Georgia's offensive line is better than Alabama's offensive line. I don't have a problem saying that. Like, they can come at me all they want. Georgia's offensive line is better than Alabama's offensive line. So if that's your reasoning for doing it, fine. But you have to tell me why that unit is going to be so much better than Georgia's. Like, I think even Brooks tweeted out something about it today where it's talking about, well, it doesn't matter what the offensive line looks like for Georgia. This is a 2019 version. If they don't change their identity, they're never going to win anything. Well, that was proven wrong because offensive line does matter. That's the reason I sat here on this podcast last year when the entire world was picking Alabama, saying this is the best team Saban's ever had on paper. It's the most talented. I'm like, well, hold on a minute. They just went to Vanderbilt and got a plug-and-play left tackle. Like, they're not that talented on the front. They're going to get abused on the front. Sure enough, they get abused on the front all year long. They can't push anybody. They can hardly run the ball, only when Jahmyr Gibbs breaks one. Like, it's the same thing going into this year. I think their offensive line will be better, but I don't think that's a reason to all of a sudden propel these guys back to the top.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. A lot of my three of my playoff picks have incredible O-line play. I had Georgia, I had Michigan, and Penn State. I think Penn State's left tackle is predicted to go top 5. Penn State's got NFL starters on the O-line, but it does matter. And like I said, if that's your rationale, like that's your reason, like I can disagree with you, like and still just be like, okay, yeah, that's fine. At least you have it's like based in reality. Like, yeah, I can at least go along with that.
Agreed. And that's why I do think Alabama will be okay this year. But like they're lacking on the outside. We don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. They lost a lot on a defense that wasn't that good, like quite frankly. So, I mean, we'll see. Like they're going to be well coached at the top. Their coordinators aren't that great. So I don't know. I really don't know what to think of Bama. They're a complete wild card. I just think it's wild. They're like a unanimous pick to win it all. So.
Yeah, no. Even some of my friends who are Alabama fans were like, "What? Like, where did this come from?" Like, all of it. It was literally just like this weekend.
It was
like,
weird.
Where did all of this come from?
Like everyone, all you hear all the time was like, "This conference realignment is going to kill parity," like all this stuff, which I still don't fully understand. Like, let's be real, Coastal Carolina ain't winning it all anyway. Like the teams that can win it all are still in position to win it all. So regardless of that. Everybody's always talking about parity. Well, going into this year, this might be the most parity that we've seen in a long time because 3 of the top 4 teams have brand new quarterbacks that we've never seen play before. Michigan is returning a quarterback that's not dynamic at all. I don't care about McCarthy. And like a lot of these teams, it's really wide open. Like this year is wide open. Like no one really knows what to expect.
The thing that annoys me about the parity conversation, everybody says, "Oh, we're gonna have parity. We're gonna have parity." Well, TCU made the Natty last year, and all everybody did was complain about it. So
yeah,
I don't know.
They don't actually want that. They don't actually want it. They really don't.
I guess my point is when you have the opportunity to back up your claims that you want parity, and then in a position where you have like there's like 9 teams you can pick to win it all, and nobody's gonna like be super shocked about, but you decide to go with the team that's won like 7 in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Like that's such like a fallback to me, just like not going out on a limb at all. Like I would have expected it more if somebody said Penn State. Even if you say Clemson at this point because they haven't been there in a while, LSU, anything. Like you have that opportunity to do it, but you're just like, well, I don't really know, so I'll just pick Bama. That's so soft.
Yeah.
So soft.
I genuinely think people are like it's weird to hear media members saying like, oh, well, Saban's pissed. Like, you have no clue.
I'm sure he was pissed last year after he lost to Tennessee and then they lost another game. Like, everybody's pissed.
I mean,
I think it's just a lazy lazy analysis.
It is
for the most part. Like I said, if you have reasons, like if you're like, oh, I think they have this. Okay, yeah, that's cool. That's your opinion. I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. I might disagree, but yeah, like if you just say like, oh, well, this is just going to be one of those years. Like, oh, okay, that's not a real reason.
Agreed.
It's just it feels like it's like a fan who's not like a casual who's just like, oh, well, Saban, he's mad they didn't make the playoff last year, so they're going to be good. It's like that just doesn't even make sense. Like,
so what's he going to do? Freaking sprinkle pixie dust on these guys and get them bigger and stronger or something?
If you need to create a storyline for your team's motivation, then your team is probably not that motivated from the beginning.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. If you need motivation at this point of the year, you're not winning anything.
It's game one, right? Like, I'm not a big bulletin board material guy anyway. Like, I understand. Like you hear about Michael Jordan making things up to like motivate himself, but that's in like June or not June, like January, the middle of the NBA of his 15th NBA season. Like, yeah, he's got to find some kind of motivation to go to that game. But like we're talking about a college football season where it's 12 games, every single game matters. Like you don't need added motivation if you're a competitor. So that's where I'm staying with that. I'm kind of tired of talking about this.
Before we go though, before we finish this, I brought these with me. I haven't hung them up yet, but I just need to remind everybody. There's one. Hold on. That's not the end. There's two. So if y'all just in case y'all needed a reminder, there's a team in the country who's won the last 2 national championships. So just don't forget about that. And don't cry whenever we bring it up.
That's a good bridge because on Saturday, in my opinion, our reign as back-to-back champions. It still lives on, but like it's a new season, and we're trying to defend the title at this point. We're no longer reigning champs, which is fine. It's gotten old at this point. It's time to start battling for a new one. Dust has already settled on the second one. It's time to get a bright, shiny third one up on the shelf. And the first team on our way is the UT Martin. What the heck are they? Golden Eagles or something?
Skyhawks, maybe.
Skyhawks. I think that's right. UT Martin Skyhawks. Listen, we're not. If you're looking for like in-game analysis on this and stuff, this is probably not your place.
I do have some stats on them from last year.
Okay, hit us with some stats.
I came prepared with some stats. Just to
love it. I did not.
They went 7-4 in 2022, but they went 5-0 in the Ohio Valley Conference.
Why did they play 11 games? Did you look that up?
Don't have a clue. 7-4 though. Losses to Boise State, Tennessee, and Kennesaw State. Some weird there. They averaged 34.73 points per game, and they averaged allowing 30.09 points per game. And they also had 2,965 yards through the air total and 1,905 yards on the ground. So pretty balanced offense last year.
Balance is one word for that.
Shout out to their coach, by the way, because I'm pretty sure he's been there. Yeah, he's been there since 2006.
Wow.
That's some stability.
Yeah, so like
it's a stable program, guys.
We're obviously
they have one in
overlook
Ohio Valley the past 2 seasons. They won it in 2021 and they won it in 2022.
So these guys are winners.
They're good.
Simple, they're winners. They know how to
listen. We're playing a conference champion this week, guys. This is a big game on the schedule. And y'all say our schedule's soft. Y'all don't want to play UT Martin.
Yeah, so the UT Martin Skyhawks are coming to town. Like I said, in-game analysis, look somewhere else. That's not us, but y'all know that if y'all are here. Y'all know that. We're going to talk about things you want to hear that you can talk about in the bar. Let's talk injuries real quick before we start because I saw the injury list. It's mighty long, but Kirby Smart's kind of known for that, like just throwing everybody on the injury list, scaring us all to death. And then but at the same time, you don't really know who's healthy either. I mean, Darnell Washington was probable to play against Clemson, and then he didn't play for 5 weeks to start the 2020.
Yeah, that drives me insane. That's how it always gets.
So we've been hyping up Aguero. I think he's dealing with a little bit of hammy issue. I really hope he plays Saturday because that's probably the guy I'm most looking forward to. We talked about the running backs last week. Seems like your boy Andrew Paul's making some waves, Jake. But other than that, like Smile Mondon's questionable. I would assume he's playing, and some other guys. I don't foresee us missing any vital pieces on Saturday. I think they will play from everything I've heard. So injuries out of the way. Let's talk ball. Griff, what's the offense going to look like on Saturday? Mike Bobo's second time debut.
That's pretty electric, honestly. I'm kind of excited to see what he's going to bring to the table in his second go-around as offensive coordinator. I think he learned a lot from Monken last year, and I think we come out throwing the ball a little bit. Let Carson Beck settle in, get some throws in early, and then, after he's settled and everything, he's got his first game reps as the starter. Then we can start running the ball a little bit. We'll pound the rock some, obviously. That's what we always do. We're built on that. But I think we're going to throw it a little bit more early than we're used to.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is going to be more like a dress rehearsal instead of like the normal, get in, get out with these guys. Like it's actually going to be like, let's go through the motions a little bit. We got some live football, get everybody indoctrinated, I guess.
Yeah, I'm with y'all on that. I think, we're used to seeing the starter, kind of hand the ball off, throw a few deep balls early on the game, and then slow game. He's kind of out by the third quarter. I think, like y'all said, it's going to be something like I remember 2019 LSU when they opened up with whoever they opened up with, and Burrow just lit them up. Like I could see. I'm not pulling a Tennessee here and acting like we're 2019 LSU offense, but I could see where Bobo kind of wants to let Carson open it up, get some.
It was Georgia Southern, by the way.
Yeah, they tore him up. I think they could really let Carson Beck let it fly. I think you might see him in the game a little bit longer than maybe you as a fan feel comfortable seeing him. And I think you just let him get reps in, like throw all the routes, make all the throws, and then let us see everybody else. But I could see Beck staying in the game a little bit longer, putting up a little more stats than people probably predicting him doing.
Which
so take Carson Beck's over.
I'll also say too, don't be alarmed if the offense isn't like clicking on all cylinders when we walk out onto the field. Like, it's a new quarterback, guys. Like, we've had the same guy virtually almost for 3 years. Like, Stetson has been the starter in the last 3 years at some point. So I wouldn't get too, upset if the offense isn't clicking immediately. I don't think that it won't, but,
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the receivers go to work.
Me too. I am really excited to watch our receivers, especially Dominic Lovett.
I'm a little sad that Lawson Lucky is. I think he had like baby surgery. I don't think it was like super major, but he had like an ankle cleanup because I think he was a guy who could have had a big game Saturday.
It's could have been a coming out party for him for sure. For sure. Defensively, like I expect an onslaught. Like I expect it to be some nasty work out there on the field.
Yeah,
this is where I want to see a lot of the younger guys. Like that's where I'm cool with get the younger guys in there and kind of see how everybody reacts to game speed, especially DBs and pass rushers.
You talk about like offense getting off slow, and we've seen it happen. Like we know what got slow at the start of the 2019 season or the 2020 season. Like we know why it got started slow that game. We made the change, and then it picked up. What has never started slow under Kirby Smart is the defense coming out of the first, and we're established. Like there's too many leaders on defense when you have both your middle linebackers returning, and they're kind of the engine that keeps the Kirby Smart defense rolling, the middle linebackers. And so last year I was kind of worried about having two new ones, but this year like those vets coming back is huge. I don't think there's going to be much drop off at all, and I'm with you. You said it last week, Jake. I think this defense is probably going to be better than last year's. If we can somehow make up as a unit Jalen Carter's production, like the secondary is going to be better. I think the middle linebackers are obviously going to be better. I personally think as a unit we'll be able to get to the passer better. So I'd like to see a few sacks this game. Like I'd like to see us go ahead and get the sack numbers up a little bit. Yeah, that's going to pop up. It's going to pop
Starks
up.
And Bullard.
It's just people just don't. Oh, you got it, Jake.
Go ahead.
You got it.
No, like the middle. You look at Starks and Bullard and like JDJ and Mondon, like the middle of the defense. I think like all those guys had a whole year. All of them just got better, and I think that's why they're going to be a lot better this year. But go ahead, Griff. My bad.
Yeah, I was going to say too, just like when you talk about sacks, like people always bringing that up. Like it's such like a dead narrative to me, just that people just say just to like try to find something to pick with.
You just don't know what you're talking about at that point. Like if you watch the game, they're literally getting the ball out instantly because they said, okay, well we can't drop back or we're gonna get killed.
The only time we're gonna put up big sack numbers is when we're facing a team that can beat us like solely through the air. Like Tennessee. Like we're gonna get after the pass for that game because they're gonna try to beat us through the air. There's not many teams in the country that can physically do that. Some teams are gonna try. Right.
Most of them won't try.
They can't create separation. Like you're not going to see Kentucky come out this game and just try to beat us through the air the whole time. It's just not going to happen. So if they can't beat you through the air, like just don't get beat anywhere else. Tennessee is like, okay, they can beat us through the air if they hit some big plays. So let's just get after the passer and we sack them 100 times.
Yeah,
so
it's like when you have a quarterback like Hendon Hooker back there, he gets a little happy feet, back there. He gets a little worried when he sees a defense that's not
classic shot.
That's not, just some candy ass defense out there that he's just throwing screens against. He actually has to make some downfield throws and make some reads and stuff. And it's hard. I get it. So you get sacks more, but not every team comes in with that kind of game plan. So,
I guess the biggest thing to watch on defense will be who's going to play opposite Kamari. I'm ready to see who comes out first, and then who gets the most run. There's a lot of guys rotating there right now, a lot of talent. I think we're going to see that for the first few games, but I would really like to solidify that spot at some point in the first month.
I just think about how crazy it was last year. Like, we're talking about this with cornerback. Like, last year when Michigan was literally just like, all right, we're going to play one quarterback the first game and play one the second game. And they were both playing. They were playing just nobodies, both of them. They played like UConn and Hawaii.
In Hawaii, yeah.
Is Bama going to do that?
Dude,
well, I guess they can't.
That's a whole different.
No, they can't.
They actually can't.
They got Texas next week.
I'm. This is probably the wildest. Like, I have no idea what they're going to do. Like, I think it's Milroe, but at the same time, like, it's something different every day. So who knows who they're going to come out with, and who knows who's going to start against Texas? I have no idea.
Yeah, I can tell you.
They might have a 2020 Georgia quarterback shuffle.
Ooh,
they really could.
From Dwan Mathis to
Stetson Bennett to JT
Daniels.
Back
and then back around again.
Well, we went. Stet got hurt against Florida, so we went back to Dwan.
Oh yeah.
And then JT after the bye week.
Oh, Dwan Mathis. I'll never forget that play in that Florida game. We were there. And
he took off.
We drove there that morning and then came back that night. But I'll never forget when he just dropped back, didn't even look downfield, and just chunked it as far as he could. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, it was nasty work watching some of that.
He threw it pretty far, but
that Arkansas game was God. It was Mathis roll out as far as he can, go to the sideline, and just miss his receiver by 20 yards.
Dude, that was tough.
It was super tough.
And we had him hyped up. Well, actually, Jamie Newman is who kicked us off that year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, God, that was really a nightmare season, because that defense could have been like on par with some of the other defenses if COVID hadn't screwed them up. Because even Saban talked about that year how it was so hard because defense is so specialized and they didn't have time to implement all their stuff. So that's why people were scoring 70 points a game that year. That defense could have been unbelievable, because Aziz is probably the best pass rusher we've had in a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And dude, the Jamie Newman thing is a big what if for me. I kind of would have liked to see how that would play out. Just
clearly
I don't think he would have been that good or anything, but I just what if? I just would love to see what would have happened.
Yeah, it would have really sucked if we hadn't won 2 back-to-back national championships then, but we have. So
yeah, that's
crazy. That's crazy. That
I just wondered, just out of curiosity.
We only lost 2 games that year. Granted, it was to Florida and Alabama, and then we won a Sugar Bowl. Like that year, I feel like we lost.
Peach Bowl.
I know, it felt horrible.
Peach Bowl, yeah.
We honestly played Bama
same build
pretty well.
Jack Pod.
Yeah, Florida, Jack Pod with the 58-yarder.
If Stetson doesn't go down in the Florida game, we'd probably beat them too. Like,
yeah.
And was it Mark Webb that dropped that pick 6?
Probably, yeah. Yes, he did. That would have cut it to 7.
Stokes had a pick 6 in that, or somebody did. Who was it? Was it Stokes?
Stokes did, yeah. Anyway,
I think it was Mark Webb dropped the easiest one of his life. He would have walked.
It was right at midfield, dude. That one sucked. Anyway, any more thoughts on this game on Saturday?
No, I can't wait.
Y'all want to do some players of the game? One on offense,
players of the game. Players of the game. I'll kick us off. Offense, I'm going to go with I almost took the easiest answer of all time. Yeah, I almost took Brock Bowers. But I'm going to do the offensive line unit. I feel like they've been a little bit disrespected lately, so I'll just take the whole unit on the offensive line. And then defensively, Malachi Starks is going to have a pick, so I'm going to take him.
All right.
I'll go. I'll stick with last week. I'll go Delp and let me go Raylan Wilson. I'll say Raylan Wilson gets an interception or something.
I heard he might be a little banged up. I hope he plays.
All right. Well, I'll tell you. I'll take CJ. one of the freshmen from last year.
Cool. Love it.
I will take on offense Dominique Lovett. I think Carson Beck and him are going to have a good connection this year. I'm excited to see.
That would be the fans' hope.
Yeah, I want to see him, get going early, and just I want to build that hype around him. and then let everything come after. And then on defense, I'm going to say the DB that is across from Kamari Lassiter. Whoever it is out there, they're going to have a game. All of them.
Agreed. Look at this dog. It's
Dude,
just waiting there.
It's crazy. Walt Jr. is obsessed.
Yeah. Who's returning kicks for us this year? Is it going to be Ladd, Ponce?
Or is it going to be Muse?
Could be Dom.
It might be Makai Muse, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about Muse. I'll be interested to see who's returning kicks. I'd love to have a kickoff return this game. That'd be sick.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I think Ladd will be returning punts.
2012.
That was a statement, dude. I'll never forget. We were camping. I didn't watch the game. I was getting updates on the radio. I was listening to the radio, and my dad had to go home to teach Sunday school, and then he came back on Sunday afternoon. He'd watch the highlights, and I'm like, "How's Todd Gurley?" He's like, "He's really good." I was like, "Yes,
Yes."
All right. What was the next segment we had?
Ideal game day.
Ideal game day. So that was somebody on Twitter, shout out, asking about the ideal game day experience in Athens would be like. That's a great question. To get the full experience, you got to get there on Thursday. Make a long weekend out of it.
Early. You do have to
get there on Thursday. Go out Thursday night if you're going to go out, because the next 2 days are going to be an absolute madhouse.
To Cutter's Pub specifically.
Thursday, dollar beers at Cutter's. It's go downtown Athens Thursday night. I'm just telling you, that's the best night to do it on.
It probably will still be packed, but
go on Thursday and then go get dinner somewhere nice on Friday.
Yes, yeah. Friday you can get up. You can go hit around at the UGA golf course in the morning.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a beautiful golf course. It's so hard. And then
it's hard.
And then spend the day in Athens, check out some local spots, get some Jittery Joe's before you go to the golf outing. Come back. There's a lot of good places right around 5 Points. Just get some good places, some other spots. But hit you a restaurant. If you need some recommendations, we'll shoot you some. That's what I have going into game day, though.
You know what I'm going to do, actually? I'm going to post the restaurant draft that we did last year as a segment, throwback segment on YouTube.
You should.
Be looking out for that.
And then Saturday, you got to hit the tailgates, man. You got to have a buddy that has a buddy that has a tailgate in Athens. If you don't, you're missing out.
Yeah. Sure, you don't. It's like owning a boat. You don't want to be the guy that has the boat. You just want to be friends with somebody that has a boat. It's the same thing with the tailgate. You don't want to host the tailgate because then you got to clean up and everything. I always stick around and help them clean up because I'm not a scumbag. But if I go to the game, I'm liable to not come back. That's part of it. The thing is, it's just been so much, especially the last 2 years. We've had so many noon games. My schedule has been wake up at 9:30, just because I've been out the night before. Wake up the 6 people sleeping on my couch.
Yeah.
All just collectively look at each other until someone opens a beer and drink as much as you can before 11:30 and go to the game with 8 shooters stuffed in your pocket.
As it was intended by its creators.
Yeah.
But then ideally you're looking at a 3:30 kick, and so you can hit the tailgate.
I think ideally you're looking at a 7:00 kick.
I think I'm a 7:00 guy because I think about it a lot of the times after the game, I don't want to go out of the game.
I used to out after a game. Never.
I used to.
The only time I did was Tennessee, and it was just because I was I have to do something.
But I can't. It's not for me anymore. But if you go at a 7:00 game, the game's over. You can be we might as well just go home, and then you go watch basketball after dark.
Yeah,
that's true. That is ideal. But if you do have an earlier game, if you're the type that wants to go out after the game, feel free. It's going to be a madhouse. You're going to pay covers, but it'll still be fun. You still have a good time.
Yeah.
And then Sunday morning, get some breakfast somewhere. Mama's Boys is a crowd favorite. I wouldn't say it's my number one spot.
It's not mine either, but I'm glad you said that. But
yeah, it's not my favorite. But what is your favorite, Jake?
I just hit the Waffle House, man. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Farm Cart's pretty good too.
Yeah, the Mayflower's not bad either.
Mayflower's closing.
I know that's sad.
It's closing.
Yeah, they close literally probably next week. They said they're closing before football season.
So sad. I don't know why they close before football season, but
I don't either.
Let's talk about game day specifically. A timeline. I kind of created one.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to share it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So an ideal game day would be a game day where the college game day is in Athens.
Yeah, that's true.
And I would get up early in the morning and go to college game day. Because the one time I did it was actually electric. It was for
it's a place to be.
Yeah. So Quad
The
six.
one time you did it, you didn't do it for Notre Dame.
No. Oh yeah.
I went before baseball practice.
No, yeah, I remember. But for Arkansas, I got there at literally 5 a.m. I did not get there that early for any of the other ones. So
Yeah. Okay. Continue.
All right, and then after that, you go back from game day. You don't stay. You go walk to Waffle House or something. You grab some Waffle House.
Yeah.
Come back to a tailgate. You drink, eat
some more.
drink.
Mix in a water.
Yeah, you got the TVs on. You got to have the games on. You got to have multiple games on at the tailgate.
First off, don't be that guy that's passed out in the Georgia in the actual stadium.
Don't be that guy. Know your limits.
Experience.
Know your limits.
You have to watch
also,
the game.
Yeah, know your limits, but also
whatever pass out in the stadium.
And then
unless it's UT Martin. Yeah.
After that, you head to the game a little bit early. You got to get some decent seats. It's game day, all right?
Well, most people
It's
have
game
their
day.
seats. We're students.
I know.
Students. Most people have their assigned seats there.
I guess so. That's true. But when you're a
You
student,
still
you
want
got
to
to
get there early to
early.
see some warm ups. You want to see some warm ups.
I like to get there a little early. If you have an assigned seat, I guess you can get there like 45.
At least 30 before.
Yeah, I think at least 30 is a good number. And then,
you got to spell Georgia. I mean, who didn't want to spell Georgia shit? The greatest tradition in all the land.
Yep, that's it, man.
Screw that, dude.
We just all lie every Saturday. It's just a lie.
Look, if you go to a Georgia football game and you don't hear the battle hymn before, then you didn't go.
No. I'll never forget hearing the battle hymn through my TV on that Arkansas game day. That made me want to cry. I was in Port Charlotte, Florida, literally hating my life, and when that battle hymn came through the TV, tears came to my eyes. It was sick. I like that, Griff. It's a good timeline. It sounds like something I want to do.
Let me workshop one. I wouldn't say this is my ideal, but this is how mine usually goes. This is specialty. Like if I just have people in town, which is a lot of weekends. Like I won't this weekend. People are going to come for this, but like, oh my god. Okay, here. Let me just go ahead and tell you. I can see the future right now. Let me tell you how old this weekend's going to go.
Jake's lit up right now. If you're not watching on YouTube,
I'm going to wake up in the morning. The floor of my couch is going to look like a refugee camp with all my friends just sleeping all over the place. I'm going to start kicking them one by one and telling them to get up. My building does actually serve Chick-fil-A breakfast, which is nice. So I'll go downstairs and I'll go downstairs and just get like 40 chicken minis and like 4 biscuits.
Oh,
they always have so much extra.
That's dangerous.
Yeah. So I get my food. I'll come up. I'll eat. Then we always do mimosas. I'll do mimosas. And then we're like, hey, whose parents are having a tailgate? And then somebody volunteers, we'll all go over there, and then we'll wait before the game. We'll make our pleasantries, and sometimes we go to the law school and see everybody over there. That was optional, but that's probably how Ole Miss will shake out.
Love it. By the way, if you haven't liked this video yet, please like while you're here. It's a quick button. Also, shout out to everybody listening on podcasts. Our numbers have been pretty high recently, so we appreciate that. That's good stuff. Thank you, guys.
Yes, we do.
All right. That's anything else ideal for game day? God, I can't wait. I wish I was going to be there this Saturday.
It's just too good.
I don't love going to these type of games, but just being in Athens would give me a bolt of energy.
Yeah,
are y'all going, by the way, or no?
I'm not.
I'm working on it. I might just if it wasn't a 6 o'clock game, I don't know, but like maybe.
Yeah, it's nice that it's 6 o'clock because you can get your fix with some games early in the day, and then
I will say this: if I was a student, I would be there, and any student who's not going to be there and has a ticket, you suck.
Oh god!
I feel like you got to go to the opener as a student, no matter who it is.
You have to. It's a fact. It's a fallacy if you don't. All right, let's get into the picks.
Well, let's recap what happened last week before we get.
Okay, week 0 was a brutal stretch of football.
It was tough for everybody.
It was, those games sucked. They really did suck, and
they did.
Like Notre Dame just blew Navy out.
Oh, I was in mid-season form with the nap on the Notre Dame game, man. I woke up with like 2 minutes left to go in that game, ready to roll over to the next one. It was beautiful.
I'll take 1-1 last week, especially with that Notre Dame game being as big of a sweat as it was. I was like, oh my god, this is never. They're gonna just cover on their own. They're gonna hit the over on their own.
Yeah, I really don't feel like recapping this week, Griff. I'll just say I went 1-1, you went 1-1, and Jake's 0-2, right? Is that right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. We don't have a punishment yet. We're gonna think of a punishment. It's going to be a good one. Like we said, Griff will be going to a Georgia Tech game this year for losing last year. He's already looking forward to that. That's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be so fun.
All right. So as y'all know, if you watched last year, we always do 4 picks, 2 totals. Last year we did 1 favorite, 1 underdog, 1 over, 1 under. This year we're just going to do 2 totals and 2 spreads because we don't want to force you guys to take something just because we had to take an under. Maybe we don't like the unders this week. You know, we want to put winners in your guys' hands, so we've changed the format. Who wants to kick us off for week 1?
I will. I like my first pick. I need to get
I do not want
Jake wants the ball. Give him the rock.
Get back in the saddle. I need to get back in the saddle. I'm going with a ballsy one with my first one, too. I'm going North Texas plus 7.5 against Cal. I think Cal is going to be bad this year. North Texas has a good offense. They're playing in Denton, Texas.
Really?
Cal's, hey, you want to hear this? This is the softest thing ever. Cal's coach asked to move the time of the game because it's too hot in the afternoon.
No way.
Grind fest. I might take North Texas outright, but obviously for the sake of the show, I'm taking the points.
Wait,
put that on my card.
The coach asked that? Like, actually?
Yeah. Wilcox, Justin Wilcox, that's his name, right? He requested to have it moved. He's disparaging your name.
No relation.
I'm writing.
No relation to that
right
freaking
here.
powder puff.
I have to take them.
That's horrid.
I'll send y'all the article I read it on because I was looking up.
They're plus 7.5.
Yeah. Because I think Cal, for the record, I think Cal is going to be bad anyways. But I saw that and I was like, gotta take it.
Their conference list. They got bigger things to worry about right now than this season.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go next. I did not want to lead off with this pick, and I don't expect y'all to take it. But if you want to win money, you will. But it's not. Sometimes betting you have to put. You actually always have to put bias aside with betting and just look at the numbers squarely. About a month ago, I locked in the first one of the year. Unfortunately, this is the team I had to do it for. The Florida Gators, I got them at plus 8.5, but I'll still play them what they are now. I think it's plus 7 or plus 6.5.
I saw 6.5.
Either one. I sprinkled the money line just to be completely blunt. Florida's going to Utah. Last year they beat Utah at home in Billy Napier's first game as a coach. This year, Florida's going to be better. Like, I know a lot of people are hating on them right now and kicking them. They're going to be a better team than they were last year. And they're going to have a good line of scrimmage on both sides. I don't know that Utah does. It'll be solid because Utah always does, but like SEC level, it's not. Cam Rising is not going to be 100%. Their quarterback, who is very good, but he's not going to be 100%. Florida's going to go in there. It's going to be a grimy, sloppy game. I thought about taking the under, but I'm just going to take the points because, in a low-scoring game, give me the points and sprinkle the money line. Florida plus – can you give me 7? Florida plus 7 and sprinkle money line.
All right. You got 7. I'm actually going to take the under in that game. I'm not confident enough in Florida to actually win this game, but I'm going to take the under. I got it at 46. So I don't think that many points are being scored in this game. 46. I took it today.
Yeah, still 46. Nice.
And then I'll go ahead and do my second pick. My second pick is going to be I hate that I'm doing this, but I am. Hawaii plus 3.5.
I like it,
Stanford.
but I feel like I missed the train on it. I wanted them. If they were still at 9 this morning, I would have took them. I feel like I might have missed the bus, but I think Stanford is going to be bad, and I do like this pick. I just want to put
dude, I can't get over watching the quarterback for Hawaii just drop nukes all over the field on Vanderbilt all night long. I just can't get it out of my brain, and so I'm going to have to take them. They're on the Big Island.
Yeah, you would think they win that one.
So I'm taking them plus 3.5.
I'm going to go ahead and send this to you, by the way. I'll read the passage for you. By the way, there are multiple reasons I like North Texas. I think their offense, they were like a top 15 offense last year. They can run the ball. I think they actually have like a little bit of identity. This is a Cal writer. The heat and humidity will be a factor primarily because their stadium is situated such that the home team is under shade in the afternoon while the visitors will be standing in the sun. The fact that this game has an afternoon kickoff is nearly criminal. Wah. As much as for the fans as the players.
Right now.
New UNC coach Eric Morris has made a point of letting the press know he believes the weather will be to the Mean Green's advantage. And sources tell us that ESPN and Cal agreed to push the kickoff to the evening, but Morris said no.
Screw.
Mean Green by 1 million.
Yeah,
Screw the
I can't get
spread.
it.
I'm hammering the money line.
Yeah,
I like this game. The thing is, I like this game before I even read that, and now I'm just like, oh yeah, this is.
Yeah, it's a lock. Screw them.
Yeah, lock that in.
All right, Jake, what's your second?
I am going to go. I'll stick with my other spread. I'm going to go with Penn State plus 20.5. I think West Virginia is going to be pretty bad this year. Like I like West Virginia, like as a program, but I just think this is going to be a tough year. I think Neil Brown's going to be one of the first coaches that gets fired. This is, if not now, win year for Penn State. I have a lot of big spreads this week, but this is actually, I don't know if this is the one I feel the best about. Let me see. Yeah, I'll stick with them. I got a couple big spreads. I took Ohio State, Tennessee, and TCU. I got faith in Penn State. I think Penn State will be decent. At least they might come out a little bit slow, but they should be. Like if they're not going to win anything this year, they're not going to win anything ever. Their defense should be elite. I don't think West Virginia's. I just don't think they're going to be a threat. It's in Happy Valley. This one should be over pretty quickly. I think 21's a safe number.
Yeah, I like that.
Like it.
My second play, it's kind of a nasty one. It's on the Monday night featured game, and it's going to be Duke plus 13 against Clemson.
I love it. I love it.
Clemson, they have a new OC. I think it's going to take a little bit to get going. I do think Clemson's going to be good. They're going to be better on offense this year. I like Duke, though. What's the quarterback's name? Something Riley?
Riley Leonard.
Riley Leonard, yeah.
Riley Leonard, super talented guy. Can sling the rock. You know, if they put up a couple touchdowns, I think they hang within that 13 in this game. Duke's actually not going to be terrible. So I like the plus 13 on the prime time.
Yeah, honestly, this is one of those games that's like the this doesn't make any sense game of the week. Like, why are they only 13-point favorites against Duke? And then the other one is Louisville. It's the 2 ACC game. Louisville being 8-point favorites against Georgia Tech makes no sense.
Yeah,
and then for my third pick, I will take the under in the Michigan East Carolina game. It's 51.5 with the running clock. Michigan's going to run the ball. I mean, it should be a really quick game. I don't see East Carolina scoring on Michigan much at all, if any. So I like the under 51.5 for that.
Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to go with Fresno State Purdue under 49. So Fresno State traditionally has a really good defense. Like they allowed I think under 20 points a game last year. They're returning 8 starters, and 11 of their 12 starters are seniors. Purdue has a new quarterback. Their new head coach that replaced Jeff Brom, former defensive coordinator. They play, Purdue always kind of plays like a physical brand of defense. I could see this one going under. I like Fresno State to cover too. I have Fresno State covering as well. I think they could upset them.
I like that pick. I had it written down. I am going to take with my third pick, my second total, another under. I love all the unders this week. I'm freaking psycho.
Big under guy.
But NC State UConn under 46.5. I think this is going to be the muckiest muck it up game ever.
I like that one.
So that's just that game. Just it looks ugly, and I think it's going to be ugly. So, and then my last one, I'm going with one of the only big time games on the board this week: North Carolina minus 2.5.
Wow.
Over South Carolina. I love Drake May. I'm all in on Drake May. I hope I can get him in our Dynasty Fantasy League. But I like him a lot. So
yeah, he's a good player. I don't know if I love the pick, but I love the player.
This is a stay away for me. I can't get a read on this game.
I'm gonna stay away. You're bold for taking it. I might hit the over, but that's about it.
Well, the way I look at it is this: North Carolina has to be favored by 2.5 for a reason, and also I didn't look at anything else and be like, oh yeah, that's a lock. And so I figure I have the best chance at hitting this as much as anything else. So
I mean, that's every pick. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
My last pick, I'm going to go Colorado's team total under 19.5. They're not scoring 20 points. They just don't have it in the trenches, man. Look, I get it. I think Shedeur Sanders is a good player. I think Travis Hunter is a good player. Kermani McClain, I mean, he plays defense. You still don't have any trench play. You have absolutely no trench play. This team. I know this is the other side of the ball. They gave up 500 rushing yards a game last year, almost. Like that's criminal. I would pull a gun before I let somebody run for 500 yards on me. That's insane.
Game too.
Yeah, I think TCU is going to dominate them. Actually, can I change my pick to TCU? Can I change the Penn State pick to TCU? I'm just going on TCU. I've been hearing so many people talk about Colorado covering this week. They're like, "Oh, model says Colorado's going to cover." Well, my eyes tell me that they're not. There's just no.
You've been planning this Colorado hate vendetta for all offseason. You've been ready to get it out. So
I'll be fading them until Vegas adjusts.
Imagine how pissed you're going to be though if they cover.
What if they win?
Well, if like I said, I always tell you, if you nail two tires to my ass, you could use me as a wheelbarrow.
You gotta if Colorado wins, you have to come on here and make a direct apology.
You have to get a Dion jersey, Dion Colorado jersey. All right,
I will apologize. I will say, but I'm not going to have to do that because they're not winning this game.
All right, my last play. I'm not a totals guy. I'm a spreads guy. So for my last total, I'm literally for this opening week, and we all want to see some excitement. I'm finding the highest total on the board and taking the over. And this week, that highest total is going to be. I'm scrolling. It's going to be in Western Kentucky, the Hilltop.
I think I'm taking this game too. I like
69.5 against South Florida.
You need 70.
I need 70 points. Western Kentucky.
The running clock.
Two good offenses, two bad.
Bailey Zappi and the boys. He's left a legacy there. They're going to sling it around. South Florida, hopefully they can keep up. And, I like high totals. That's what I want. I want some excitement. So that's my 4 plays. I know we talked about doing like a BSB parlay route with our favorite from each one.
We did.
Yeah. Let's do that and tweet it out. I think if we all agree, I think my pick for the parlay is going to be Florida plus 7.
I will probably do North Texas. I feel like we all like that one.
Probably North Texas.
I'll do NC State UConn
under. All right.
Do you like that one, or do you rather?
What are your other plays? What are your other plays?
I know you don't like North Carolina.
No.
I have Florida, Utah under. I don't want to double up on that game.
You're right.
And then Hawaii plus 3.5.
Yeah, let's do the under on UConn.
Okay. I think it's a good play. I honestly think it's.
Yeah, I do like the play. I just wanted to hear the other options.
Yeah.
All right, that's the BSB parlay. We'll tweet that out. Everybody needs to ride it.
I'll make a graphic for it. It'll be neat.
It's game day, guys. It'll be neat. It's game week. Everybody get your minds right. Just get through this week because it's good. It's back, guys. It's back. We have something to look forward to every week when we start the next weekend. So here we go. The quest for a 3-peat starts this week. Get your mind right. Subscribe to the YouTube and go Dogs.